Hi, I'm Jason Loughlin. This is home recording for Guitarists presented on the UA Apollo. Hey, so in this video I'm going to show you some of my favorite amp plugins and settings that I use with the UA Apollo. So the first thing we want to do is turn the Apollo on. Then look for that little guitar icon on the front of the Apollo. And we're going to plug our instrument cable right into there. Now to adjust the volume, you have a monitor switch on your right. And the volume can be adjusted with the knob in the center. You could also access the headphone volume from that monitor switch. Okay, one of the things that I always like to have in the toolbox is a good, clean amp sound. So let me show you the one that I use for this. So I'm going to go over here to the UA console, and I'm always going to put my amplifiers up here in this unison slot. This is going to match the impedance, and it's going to feel more like I'm plugging directly into an amplifier. So I click on that, opens up a little menu of all these categories. Click on guitar and bass. Now I have all these classic amplifiers, modern amplifiers, effects. I'm going to pick this PT100. And that opened up that amp there in that slot. Okay, now I'm going to go over here to presets. Click on the presets button. And I'm going to come down and choose one of the presets that I made earlier. Clean Telecaster, Clean Telly. And that opens up a preset with all my last settings. So I have a little bit of slapback going on the way in. But everything else is going to come out of the amp. So here's my sound. Really nice, clean guitar sound, very present. Sounds great. If I switch on the bridge pickup, a little bit of slapback, I have a really nice country, spanky guitar sound. It sounds really, really good. Okay, so the other thing that's good about having a nice, clean guitar sound as a starting point is I have a platform for pedals. And the UA Apollo takes pedals really well. So here's my clean guitar sound again. And I'm going to throw in a little overdrive now. So this is something I always want to have in the toolbox, and one of the reasons that I love this amp plugin. Okay, another amp sound that I like to have in my toolbox is an amp that's just on the verge of breaking up. Something that's going to be, really dynamic to how hard I'm picking or where my volume is set on my guitar. So if I really dig in, I'm going to hear that amp compress and get a little crunchy, but if I lighten up with my picking, it's going to clean up nice. So I'm going to go back here to the unison slot, and I'm going to pick that PT100 again because I really do like that amp plugin. Select guitar and bass, scroll down. There's a PT100. Okay, so the preset that I'm using for this is one that's just a set preset, and it says Clean Crunch. This preset is great. So here it is. I'll play really light. Dig in. Nice and jangly and crunchy. Really, really nice sound. Okay. Great for, country rock or, rootsy Americana stuff. Cool sound. So anytime I pick one of these presets that I like, this is always a great learning opportunity to sit back and go, okay, what parameters were tweaked here? Here I have the gain set pretty high, the treble set really high. I have my level a little bit down from last time. Bright switch and crunch are turned on. We're using channel 1. Here's the cabinet I'm using. So you look at all these things, and it's just going to help you dial in your own sound in the future. The third amp sound I always like to have ready to go is a good jazz guitar tone. I'm a big fan of classic jazz, so I'm looking for more of a Johnny Smith like guitar tone. So I'm going to come over here to the unison slot, open that up, go to guitar and bass. And the amp that I like for this is the Fender 55 Tweed Deluxe. There we go. And I'm going to come over to these presets. I have all these cool presets to choose from, but I've made one for myself here called Jazz Tone Number 1. There we go. All right, so let's give this a listen. I'm using the neck pickup, and I have a little bit of plate reverb and a pedal happening on the way in. Other than that, this is all the amp plugin. Beautiful. Really, really nice guitar sound. So let's talk a little bit about how I'm getting that sound. First, the input that I'm going into. On these old Tweed amps, they're not all like this, but on the Deluxe, if you go into the second input, I think it's negative 3 dB. So it cuts down your input signal a little bit. So I'm choosing that input. My volume set pretty low, tone right in the center. I'm using this Jensen speaker. You have 3 speakers to choose from, which is really cool. And then when we come down here, the 2 mics I'm using and mixing are the 57 and a ribbon microphone. So the 57 I'm using more for detail, for getting the attack or the sparkle. And then the ribbon microphone is giving me all that nice warmth and oomph. And you could hear how that's affecting this. If I roll it all the way down to 0, I'll lose a lot of that body. Bring that back up. There's all that nice low mids. Okay, so remember, all these presets can be a great learning tool. If you're unfamiliar with an amp, you've never owned a Tweed Deluxe, you've never messed around with mic placement, you've never messed around with using low-pass filters or had any experience using these different speakers, this is a great opportunity to mess around with all of that and teach your ears how all this stuff sounds. So have fun with the presets, have fun trying to dial in your own sounds. I hope this one has been inspiring, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Okay, so let's say you found a guitar sound that you're really digging, you've made some tweaks to it, and you want to be able to come back to it. You want to be able to go mess around with other guitar plugins and effects and always come back to this sound. So if you open up your plugin and go to presets, come down here to this save button, click on that, and then just give it a title. We'll call this Jazz Tone 2. And there it is. You can see it's saved up here in the presets menu. This way you could go mess around with other sounds, like say mellow clean strat, and still come back to your jazz guitar tone that you had before. Now, if you find yourself saving a bunch of presets in one plugin, it might be a good idea to open up a new folder where all your presets can be found in one place. So you could click on that new folder button and give it a title. I'll call this New Sounds or My Sounds. Cool. Now I have a folder where I could save all my presets. Anything you want to save, you would highlight that, click Save. We'll call this Test. Save, and there it is. It's appearing in the folder. Great way to keep track of all your presets. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. My name is Jason Loughlin. Please be sure to subscribe and make sure you ring that bell. This way we can let you know about new videos when they come out.